10 Untold Truths of Zion Williamson. Zion Williamson has become one of the most covered NBA players in history. It all started while Zion was still playing in high school, after his unbelievable dunking highlights caught fire on social media, quickly becoming one of the most popular basketball influencers. Today, he can make headlines for doing practically anything that gets recorded, including sneezing or telling a girl she's cute. Zion receives a ridiculous amount of press everywhere he attends, whether it's an NBA game, a summer league workout, or walking out of a grocery store. But despite every sports reporter and journalist anticipating Zion's every move to leverage his story, there are many intriguing facts about the young star that have yet to hit the mainstream. Zion is indeed a phenomenon, but are you aware of how hard he worked to get there? Some people would consider his early training habits to be insane. Welcome to Latest Hoops, and today we'll be covering 10 untold stories of Zion Williamson. Number 10. Nike's stock dropped by $1 billion after his shoe broke. It was one of those moments that you had to see it to believe it. How could someone's shoe, even Zion's, come apart so easily? Nevertheless, Zion ripped through his Nike Paul George 2.5s pretty smoothly in the opening minutes of the Duke-UNC game. Zion endured a knee injury as a result, leading to Nike's stock plummeting by over $1 billion. Nike immediately took a trip to Durham to craft a custom-made shoe for Zion. Unfortunately, this generous act did not work, in return of Zion signing with Jordan Brand later on in his career. Number 9. Zion started dunking when he was 5'9". Hops have been a key part of Zion's game. Zion started dunking when he was only 5'9", in the beginning of the 8th grade. The slam dunk juggernaut began practicing in middle school. Fortunately, he grew from 5'9" in the 8th grade to 6'7" his junior-senior year of high school. The rest is history. Number 8. Zion grew up playing point guard. Zion wasn't the tallest kid on his team when he was young, so point guard seemed to be the natural fit. During these fundamental years, Zion was able to develop his handles, shooting, and passing game that serve him well today. Williamson was rarely the largest player on his youth teams, so his parents focused on developing his point guard skills. This extra work on ball handling, passing, and court vision proved beneficial for Williamson, especially after he grew from 5'9" to 6'6" between the 8th and 10th grade. This growth spurt transformed Williamson from an above-average hardworking player into a once-in-a-generation talent. Number 7. Ja Morant was his AAU teammate. Zion Williamson played with Ja Morant during summer AAU basketball on the SC Hornets before entering his freshman year of high school. At the time, neither of them received much attention or recognition. Williamson was 6'3" and had yet to blow up into a blue-chip recruit. Morant was a 5'9" guard, well under the radar for the high major college programs just starting to scout his class. The most highly touted player on the Hornets at the time was actually Devontae Shuler, who is currently a rising junior at Ole Miss. Morant said recently he doesn't remember the team losing often and that they typically won games by 20 points. Little did anyone know these two would become the first 2 picks of the 2019 NBA Draft. Number 6. Zion had a football scholarship offer from LSU. This shouldn't be too big of a surprise. Zion is built for football. LSU's tight ends coach, Eric Mateos, saw the untapped football potential in Zion and gave him a full scholarship offer. "I thought, hell, why not? He's probably the best damn tight end to ever live," Mateos told ESPN. Mateos also added, "Honestly, I just thought it would be really fun and would be a good exposure for LSU if we offered him for football. Unfortunately, he didn't seem to be too interested," Mateos said. "Coach O said go recruit the best athletes in the country, and that's what I tried to do." Mateos told ESPN that Orgeron likely wasn't aware of the offer, and he never heard back from Williamson. Williamson told ESPN that he never considered playing football. "I didn't get this size until my junior year of high school," said Williamson, "and my school doesn't have a football team. Watching Zion truck through safeties and corners would have been fun, but I'll take the dunk mixtapes instead any day." How good do you think Zion would be in the NFL today, considering his size and athleticism? Let us know in the comments down below. Number 5. CBS had a Zion cam during the 2019 March Madness tournament. The demand for Zion content was at an all-time high. It should come as no surprise that Williamson is seen as such a potential draw. His play has been so captivating that he's brought a true who's who of basketball fans out to see him play in person, from rapper and athlete representative Jay-Z to former President Barack Obama. CBS literally installed a camera, equipped with a cameraman of course, to follow Zion throughout the entirety of each game. Whether he was putting on a clinic, sitting on the bench, walking into the locker room, picking his nose, it didn't matter. CBS always had eyes on him. A little creepy perhaps? Number 4. Zion had a strict routine at 9 years old. When Zion was only 5 years old, he was fully committed to doing whatever it took to get a D1 offer from a major program and become an NBA prospect. At 9, he decided to take his training up a notch by waking up every morning at 5 a.m. for basketball training. Zion had an elite level of dedication while he was still in elementary school. Let's face it, most grown men and women have never had this amount of discipline. This kid was literally setting himself up for success. And now, all those countless hours of hard work have paid off. Number 3. Drake repped his jersey when Zion was still in high school. We know Drake has settled down, committing to his beloved hometown team, the Toronto Raptors. But prior to the Raptors' championship run, Drake rooted for the winners, no matter the sport or level. Zion was indeed a winner and a star, becoming Instagram famous for bodying defenders and hitting 360 dunks with his head at the rim. His godlike dunking highlights earned Drake's attention and support. Drake being his favorite rapper, Zion couldn't be happier. It's amazing that Drake even knows my name. I mean, when your favorite rapper wears your jersey, it's an indescribable feeling, Zion said. Number 2. He almost committed to Clemson. Zion's stepdad, Lee Anderson, said Clemson had a 1.5 mile lead in recruiting Zion, but blew it. Coach K convinced Zion to sign with Duke, basically last minute, after RJ Barrett and Cam Reddish made their decision official. Coach K was largely the reason why Zion chose Duke. Zion even said, "Coach K is the most legendary coach that ever coached college basketball," adding, "I can learn a lot from him." Number 1. Zion gained 100 pounds from his freshman year to junior year in high school. Zion grew 4 inches and gained nearly 100 pounds as a high school freshman. Zion wasn't exactly a small guy, being 6 foot 3 inches tall, weighing 175 pounds. However, even he was surprised when he stepped on the scale 2 years later and saw that he was north of 250 pounds. It was surprising because he was faster and more explosive than ever, and that's what made him unique as a player. When you can just bulldoze a 7-foot mountain of a man like Steven Adams, then you know you've got strength. God help those who would have to guard him, or even worse, take a charge from the Williamson freight train. Zion wouldn't be Zion without these crazy gains. His power, explosiveness relied on this gift from the puberty gods. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and as always, thanks for tuning in. See you next time.